Reluctantly, friends located and entered the old cave from whence the duergar had narrowly escaped a horrible fate. Upon entering, they discovered the slain victims of this unknown danger. Duergar and some other humanoids with the tops of their heads and brains removed in some strangely clean fashion. Several keys found on the bodies gave them access to a torture chamber and entry into a larger room at the end of the hallway that emitted a deep and seemingly magical hum, one familiar to the sorcerer Ianfear, who identified it as the sound of an open portal. Misku carefully picked the lock and opened the door, beyond which there were four duergar poised in an icy vigilance. With the advantage of surprise, the party set up to explode through the door and engage the enemy head on. Everybody, welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign. You guys know when we left off, we were just outside the door. Do a little bit of catch up there. Just outside the door, I'm going to go ahead and reactivate the scene. So there we are. So we're lined up just outside this door. The enemy does not know that we're here yet. So we were just about to begin with um, with a surprise turn. Um, surprise turn. So go ahead and get some appropriate music going. Okay, looks good. Okay. Um, so let's see. Oh, yes, let me also start combat. All right, so we're going to be tracking combat from here on within the Foundry interface. So I think you guys may have the turn order. Yes, yes, we tested that. You do have access to the turn order there. So if you have any questions about how to maneuver around in Foundry, let me know as we go. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and open up with a. We're going to go ahead and open up with a team turn, like we discussed before. So Misku, you had just propped open this door. They do not notice you yet.
All right. I think last time we were discussing splitting it up 1v1. So me and Rack would go far left.
And then Val was going to take the right hand side. Yes.
The
Okay. Um, so before any of that happens, does anyone else have anyone in the back? Tess, Yolanthe, Ian Fear, or Cyrene? Do you guys have any preparatory actions you'd like to take before this? Before they storm out the door?
Let me think on that for a moment.
Sure. I'm actually going to thumb through Antarius real
I
quick.
don't have anything just yet for Cyrene.
Okay.
Thirty feet. Okay. Tess is going to bless. Heh, that rhymes. Um, Tess is going to use bless, and I can use it up to, or I can bless up to 3 creatures of my choice within range. Let me.
I'll include a movement in that, so if you need to slide forward and hit Misku or something, you can.
As long as they're like within 30 feet. So that this is like a preparatory action where she's just kind of walking through and she's gonna bless Rec, Misku, and Valphalin.
Okay. So we're
How do
blessing.
I get this to link in the chat?
Go to the spell book.
Click the dice next to the spell in the spell book.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
my
click the
problem. I
dice
was
next
using
to it.
D&D Beyond. I was not using Foundry. It says I don't have a spell slot available to cast it, but I totally do.
Just click the dice, so that way it should just display the thing. But I think
Weird. Let me take a look.
Oh yeah, I was getting that last time too.
Yeah, it doesn't let me cast at a certain level.
Shoot. Okay. Can you get up to BRB real quick?
Yep. And we're back. There we go. It's working now.
Cool.
I'll just need that slot back so it doesn't waste one of my precious slots.
Okay.
Because I had 4 before I casted it.
All right. I have updated the changes, so we should be okay.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, that's again the bless is gonna go out to Misku, Rek, and Val.
And let me see. Bless up creatures choice range. Whenever target make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. Okay, let me go ahead and add the blessing.
So basically, Tess is going to walk down the line of people, and she has a little vial of water, like little holy water, and she's gonna kind of dip her fingers in and just kind of splish splash them on everyone. Say, good luck to you all. Tess will have your back.
Okay, blessings are on. So let's see. How long does this last? We got 1 minute, so 60 turns, I believe, is how that.
10. So each turn is 60 or 6 seconds. So
Okay, so
10.
10 turns. Cool. Okay. All right. So with that, I will allow. So everybody else, go ahead and make your moves. Val is going to get.
I still have not yet.
Oh, do you have? Did you have an action here?
Yes.
A preparatory?
So who are the two teams going to each?
Who are the? Okay, so we have Rek and Misku are going to go to the left-hand side team, and Val and Antarius are going to hit the right-hand side team.
All right. So I am going to cast haste. Let me see if let me put it on here. Let me see. This is a 3rd level spell. And I'm also going to use 3 sorcery points of my ability of, where is it? Off my meta magic twinned spell.
Okay.
So since I normally can only target 1 with haste, in this case, by using the 3 sorcery points, I can now target a 2nd. So I'm going to target Rek and Val Phelan for my haste. Yes.
Is there one for haste?
I put the it's linked right before the meta magic.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for an icon for it.
And yeah, this is a 3rd level spell for purposes of wild magic.
There is not a haste one, so I'm just going to mark you guys. I'm going to mark the 2 as empowered. Okay. So, okay. So those icons are on your token to remind you. Let's see. And how long is this spell going to last?
Same length, 1 minute.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you. Go ahead and go. I think that worked. Okay, perfect. Hopefully it's getting updated on the D&D Beyond side as well. Okay, so Rek, Misku, and Val and Ant will move into, go ahead and move into position. So Misku, keep in mind if you are, I think the distance there was about 35.
It was 40. That's my base movement.
Oh, okay, cool. Whoops. And I measured Val, and it's actually barely made it.
I was gonna say, don't forget for Val and Rek, their movement speed is doubled.
Yes, but Val actually barely made it, which was nice. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. So each of you also have a +2 to AC temporary. Cool. All right, everybody. With your movement, you can also make a. You can also go ahead and make surprise attacks if you still have that action pending.
I want to take this time to also activate Rage and Frenzy.
Rage and Frenzy. Okay.
Rec will also activate Rage.
Cool. Do I have an icon for those? I don't think I do. Wonder if that's something that I can make. There's like a module pack for it. For now, I'm going to go ahead and I can't really mark you guys with that. Yeah, for the record, both of you have Rage and Frenzy activated. For those of you remaining, you guys can go ahead and move up into position. Ian Fear, you gonna move, man? All right, so Rec, Misku, do you guys have any attacks you want to make here while everyone in the back line is moving up?
Misku, you want to go first? Or?
Yep, I'll go ahead and take a Warhammer strike against the guy directly above me.
Okay.
Don't forget about that extra D4. At least on
I
attack
will-
rolls.
So I'll just do an attack roll and then roll D4 afterwards. There's a way I can do them both at the same time.
Yeah, you get just roll your attack and then roll,
Okay.
and then in chat type roll 1d4 or / roll space 1d4.
And we're rolling an advantage, correct?
Yes. Or if you'd prefer to roll on in D&D Beyond, you can do that too. It should put it in the chat either way. You just won't get the cool virtual dice.
The cool virtual dice, though.
24 is a hit.
Right. I guess it wouldn't really matter to roll the D4 at that point then, but I had it prepped. So I'll roll damage on the first strike. Normal.
Yeah, you can actually click in the previous window where it says damage.
Okay.
Yeah, those buttons remain active.
Normal hit.
Nice. That is 8 damage.
All right, and I'll throw a second attack. I got it added there. 17.
All right. That is a hit.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I mean, okay.
It's okay. Just click that damage button.
Normal roll. Well, there we go.
All right. All right, so you swing twice. You connect with the body of the duergar. He sort of reels back, and at this point, he looks pretty bad off. Like he looks pretty injured. Ah,
All right.
yes.
That's it for my
As you
turn.
guys
Oh, sorry.
as you guys enter the room, in the very back of the room, there is a portal that is open. If you scroll up, you should be able to see it. There's a portal that's open, and at the bottom of the stairs of said portal, there is a very strange, tall creature who has these tentacles dangling down from his mouth, or where his mouth should be. As you guys enter the portal, he stops focusing on it, and the portal closes shut. All right. I'm sorry. Go on. Rec, did you have a movement here?
Yeah. So, in preparation, Rek put his shield away, pulled out both of his hand axes, and so he rushes in with the group. He runs up to with the haste active. He's just gonna start a reckless attack and wail into the duergar he's running up on. So first attack with advantage.
17's a hit.
Okay, I'll hold off on the extra D4 then. Do you want me to go ahead and get my attacks in or damage?
Go ahead and yeah, get your attacks in.
All right, so first hit, second normal,
19's a hit.
19's a hit, so it's 2 hits. Third attack. Oh, why did it do damage? Third attack.
22's a hit.
And fourth attack.
Oh,
All right. So the first threes are hits. So we'll hit with an 8. A 9 and a 4.
all right. So you run up and you slash at this dude a few times.
Yep.
And strike him 3 times, and he is yeah, he's looking pretty bad off too. He's at death's door.
And that point, I'm actually Rex looking around, trying to get a gauge of the rest of the room. Because I went with a reckless attack, they'll get advantage on me going forward for this round.
All right. Let me see. So this round is actually just before the first round. It's a surprise round, so yeah, by the end of the next round, he can't attack anyway. Let me see. So we're doing. One moment. So Val's gonna run up and um, kind of try to charge through this guy, like barrel through him with his longsword. Oh, right. Sorry, this should have been advantage. We'll roll that. It's going to be an 18, which is a hit. Damage.
I'm not seeing your die rolls because they're on private.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I
because
know
you're
that works now. He rolled an 18, 8 for damage. I'm going to go ahead and roll one more attack. So 8 and 10 is 18. Antarius, same thing. It's just going to... Oh, well, actually, I don't have him equipped with anything. Why not? One moment. Can't believe I did that. Where is this? Whoops. So be an advantage. There it is. That's a crit. 14 damage. All right. So you see the both of them run up, and they connect with each of their opponents. Okay, so that does conclude our surprise round. So we're going to go ahead and go back into normal combat, opening up with Tess. Actually, we're going to open up with the entire party, so you guys get to take another round, which is great. Finally, the enemy looks like they are a bit more
Alert.
coherent. Yeah, alert. The mind flayer in the back has fully noticed you, or the creature in the back, I suppose, the mind flayer. You guys who have a higher intelligence can probably identify the creature. You might have read about it before, but they're denizens of the underworld, the Underdark. Cool. So, yeah, let's get down to it. So yeah, feel free to talk amongst yourselves for strategy or whatever you've got.
Mm,
So we've got all fighters currently engaged with the duergar up in the front.
Tess kind of locks her eyes on the tentacle humanoid figure that's in the back. And she looks to Yolanthe and says, Tess doesn't like the look of that guy.
Yolanthe's looking around at the entire scene like, agreed.
The Cthulhu guy, does he look like he's alert? Is he like calm? Like, can I kind of contest just like and like not investigate, but kind of size him up?
Who, the guy in the back?
Yeah.
What's your intelligence rating?
A 13?
You've probably seen a picture of these dudes before. Maybe growing up or hearing stories about stuff that lives underground. But that's about it. Sizing him up wise,
Does he
this
look
dude is
calm and put together?
yeah, he does.
Okay. Give some. Tess is going to try to hold this guy in place. The mind flayer.
All right. All right. You see, where did you link that? Hold person. Choose a humanoid you can see within range. Okay. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Mm.
All right. So Spine Flayer has magic resistance, so he is going to resist that. So saving DC 13 with saving throw. He's at advantage on it. 25. Or be paralyzed. Okay, so he actually does resist it. So you cast your spell and it seems like it just doesn't have any effect.
Hmm. Well, it seems like that creature has some magic resistance. That didn't quite go to plan. Can I contest take a few steps forward just to kind of get into better place?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you have any other bonus actions here, you can take them now.
Bonus actions?
Any bonus actions or reaction stuff. If you go to your features, there's a little tab at the top that says bonus actions. Looks like the only one you have is. Oh,
I don't think I have any.
yeah, it doesn't look like you actually.
Okay. So yeah.
Oh, actually, you can do things like Shield of Faith, Healing Word, Sanctuary, Spiritual Weapon, Mass Healing Word, and Spirit Shroud as a bonus action. If you go to your spell book, there's also a tab for bonus action.
Okay. Fun. I'm sorry, I'm not used to using Foundry. I've been using D&D Beyond this whole time, so I'm like
I there are other character sheets, so I might be able to grab a D&D Beyond style character sheet and see how that works out. Might help.
okay. No, I'm not gonna do anything right now. I really wish I could pop out this character sheet.
You can feel free to keep rolling in D&D Beyond if you'd like.
No, Tess is just going to hold in place.
Okay. All right. For going in order, that brings us to Yolanthe.
Yolanthe's gonna move over again by Tess. She's still just kind of looking around, like she's getting hardcore what the fuck vibes. Like, so she takes her. If I choose to like hold my action, can I use a bonus action now, or do I have to wait?
You can choose to hold your action, and then you can also like state specific criteria. Like if someone comes close, I want to do the following, or you can hold your action until the end of the turn. Yeah, you can always do that.
She's not really wanting to get very close to the or the Cthulhu fella. and she doesn't really want to get into the thick of battle just yet with all them big old axes and swords swinging. So she's gonna hold for right now.
Okay. All right. Wreck Bloodstone, you are up next.
All right. Since I used my bonus action to make that extra attack last round, I didn't go into rage and I didn't do any extra rage damage. So I guess that all works out. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend. Rek's gonna spend the bonus action this turn to go into rage. So, but with haste, I'll still get an extra attack. So
Yeah, cool.
So guy in front of me again, making 3 attacks. Ooh. Let me do the roll d4 on top of that. So 12.
12 is actually a miss.
Okay. No worries. Still 2 more to go. So 22.
Hit.
And another 1. God,
Ah.
this guy's getting lucky,
You've got the Will Wheaton curse.
apparently. Okay.
All right.
So
Drop
the
that
one that
damage.
actually hit, will be 8 with rage.
He dies. How does
All
this go
right.
down?
Well,
How you want this to go down?
as Rek gets so angry and he starts swinging and he misses on the first one, he connects with the second. He's not even paying attention. Then he misses with the third.
Perhaps you're a bit out of sorts with the creature in the back of the room. Makes sense.
All right, and then so yeah, as soon as this guy goes down, he's gonna turn and square up to the one right next to him, and end with that.
All right. Ian Fear, you're up.
First, we're going to go ahead and come into this room. Here. See if I can see this. There it is. Okay. Hearing the talk, Ian Fear is going to be, what? It'll sort of be like, what the hell are you? Spaghetti for face.
Be careful, guys. Tess tried to use a magic spell and it didn't work out very well. She kind of warns Ian Fear, and I'm not sure if Cyrene can hear Tess from this point, but she's kind of trying to keep her voice down.
Cyrene, you'd probably have trouble hearing Tess at this point.
Tess suspects that magic might not work as well on this one.
So Ian Fear, what are you doing? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm still in the middle of looking. I just came into the room first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He's disgusted by spaghetti face.
At this point, he's a bit shrouded in darkness. Still see him though.
Oh. I suppose I'm going to I guess I'm gonna go ahead and cast I'm gonna look and say maybe charms may not work against him, but some good let's see how he fares against some good old offensive magic. and I'm gonna sort of gather energy as I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt as a first level spell. So I will roll a 14 against the Mind Flayer.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
His magic, he is pretty strong. Have to try a little bit harder next time. And yeah, that's what I've got.
All right. Cyrene, you're up.
All right, so Cyrene is going to move forward and come into the room and move up to attack this buddy over here, the one that's right next to her. And let's see if I do this right. With an acid splash. How do I do this?
All right, so you linked the acid splash just fine.
Uh-huh.
So let me see. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage. So he does have resistance to magic. So he gets advantage on that saving throw. So DC 10
Mind Flayer
dexterity.
or the Duergars?
The
Oh, wait,
duergar.
you're firing it at the duergar.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Which duergar are you hitting? The one directly
Oh,
to your left?
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'll just delete that. Dexterity saving throw. That's a 3. That is a fail.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So
Go
that
ahead and
was
click on the damage button on your
okay.
acid splash in the chat.
And
Nice.
10 damage.
so it's just gonna pelt him like right in the face.
Yeah, so this bubble of acid just flies and kind of splats across his face and just sears into the flesh in his face. Yeah, he's bleeding profusely from his face, and he sort of hunches forward, almost like he's like throwing up, but he's like kind of his face is just dripping off of him, or this acid is just dripping off of his face, and he kind of screams out. Yeah, he looks pretty bad off. He's at death's door.
Nice. And that's Cyrene's turn.
All right. Valphalin. Right, and he's under the effects of haste, which I think we were saying gives an extra attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what I can do here. Okay. No, I'm gonna save that stuff. Let's see. Can I hit? No, I can't. Okay. So I'm just gonna make 3 or Val's gonna make 3 standard attack.
Din really wants in the room.
Second.
It's me. You have the food in there, and I know it.
Okay. So 15, 16, and 15. That is one hit.
There we go. Oh, yeah, it's almost time.
For 7 damage. Oops. All right, so he cleaves into the shoulder of this duergar, and blood just splatters everywhere. He kind of hunches back and grasps at his wound, but continues his assault nonetheless. Let me see. Misku, you're up.
Alrighty. And I'm going to roll 3 Warhammer strikes. And it was the hit that I have the +4 or the D4 on from blessing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hammer. I roll 3 attacks. Jesus. Okay. And
First one is a hit. Second one is a miss. Third one is a hit.
all right, so I'll roll 2 sets of damage. Versatile damage.
That's two-handed. That's when you're wielding it two-handed.
Yes.
All right, so we've got 5. And 9. All right, so he drops. How does this go down?
So Misku brings her club up and around to drop his guard and loops back around into his rib cage, crumpling him. Her second swing misses. Seeing him fall to the ground, she just brings it over the top, cracks it over his skull to knock him to the ground.
All right.
Then Misku will throw the club over her shoulder, give a fist pump, and give a loud "woo!"
As you do this, and as the Durgar falls down to the floor, suddenly a very tiny creature appears next to you.
Oh Lord.
All right. Any other actions here?
What does this tiny creature look like?
He looks like a little brain with legs.
All right. I'm going to where is it? I'm going to use a cunning action to disengage away from that thing.
All right.
So Misku sees on the ground and takes a leaping step back, just noping out.
Nice. Well done.
And that's
All
my
right.
turn.
Brings us over to Antarius. Antarius. I think Antarius has disengage. Is that an ability that you have to have?
I believe disengage is a basic action.
Yeah, it is a basic action. Let me see. So actually, yeah, Antarius is going to use the disengage action, and he's just going to run up to the Mind Flayer. It was actually 100% 30 feet. Yeah, 100% 30 feet. So that's all he's going to do this round. All right, enemy turn. Don't really have a whole lot going on here, so we're just going to go ahead and roll. Okay. Duergar's going to swing his war pick. That is a fumble. All right. So the Duergar also swinging a war pick. This is coming at Cyrene. 16. Cyrene, your armor class is 11. For 6 damage. And I've got the damage, don't worry about that. So I'm updating
Thank
D&D
you.
Beyond now. D&D Beyond is updated. Okay. And let's see, that is next going to go to... yes, okay. We have friend here. Oh, that's pretty straightforward, actually. The intellect devourer is going to position here. And he's going to make an attack roll against Wreck Bloodstone. So this is using multi-attack. Attack versus Wreck Bloodstone, that is a 20.
Just misses with bless.
Awesome.
Don't forget the other extra 2 from haste.
the-
I meant the haste. Sorry.
Well, it doesn't say it can't. So, yeah, go ahead and roll a DC 12 intelligence saving throw.
Sorry, I'm looking on the thing to figure out where saving throws are at.
So if you go to your, click on just the word intelligence, and it'll give you the option
Oh, okay.
for ability score saving throw.
All right.
Ooh,
12.
barely passes.
Oof.
Barely passes. All right.
So what happened? It swiped at me, and then
And then you
it
had to make an intelligence save.
Yeah, and then the so it during its multi-attack it uses claws, and then it uses devour intellect.
okay.
And yeah, devour intellect is kind of important because if it successfully drops your intellect to 0, you're stunned.
All right.
Very bad. Very bad. Okay. Our Mind Flayer friend. All right, the Mind Flayer is going to use Levitate. And he's going to levitate himself, who's a willing creature. Where is the... Well, I thought we had a levitate thing here, but I guess we don't.
I mean, it seems like it doesn't have a lot of.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if
Different
they have
effects.
if they have a pack for this or something like that. For sure. For now, we're just going to go ahead and give him empowered. Oh, I didn't realize that's how that worked. Oh, you can actually make it as their like full thing. So you watch as the Mind Flayer focuses and he begins to levitate far up into the very huge ceiling of this place. So I would say he's about 10 feet in the air. You see Antarius at the bottom kind of like, but he can't reach him. Okay, that brings us back to Tess.
So he used levitate, correct?
Correct.
And that's a spell?
Yes, he's 10 feet in the air now. Do you have a reaction for that?
No, but I do want to try casting dispel magic.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell, 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Level or higher on the target. Okay. So what is he casting? Doesn't matter. It is a 2nd level spell, so go ahead and let's see.
No, so it's
Make
so she makes an ability check for each spell of 4th level or higher. That
okay, so
spell's
this
3rd
one
or lower, it just ends.
So this Tess
She's
looks
like,
up at him
"No."
and says, Tess would prefer you didn't do that. And
He
kind
just
of
pulls on his.
motions her hands toward him.
Or maybe it's like Tess is like, sit.
Tell me, did it hurt?
one moment. I'm about to tell you if it hurt. Sorry, one moment. I actually not familiar with the rules on falling damage.
Okay.
It takes 1d6 damage per 10 feet. So it was 10 feet up, it takes 1d6 damage.
So I need to roll the d.
I-
Oh, you're gonna roll it? Okay.
I just rolled it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No. You cast the spell, you roll it.
1d6 or 1d10?
Yep, 1d6.
1d6. Okay.
2. Was actually better than the roll that I rolled. All right, so you cast your spell. The Mind Flayer stops levitating suddenly. Seems a bit shocked by the entire ordeal, in fact, and he just kind of tumbles to the floor. Any other actions you'd like to take here?
Yes. I've never tried this spell before, so I'm finding out I have a lot more spells than I actually thought I did. There are a lot of spells on here versus D&D Beyond for some reason.
That's weird.
That is weird. But as a bonus action, where can I summon? Okay. I can't see it past my sheet. Okay. Oh yeah, that'll reach. Okay. Going to cast Spiritual Weapon and summon a Spectral Scythe right next to the Mind Flayer.
Ooh. Let me see if I have a thing for that. Give me a second.
Okay, I have to AFK real quick to feed the dog.
I do not seem to have a token for that. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw a token for a flying sword on there, and we're gonna go with that. Yeah, I know. This is all I have a token for, though. Did that update it? Just for uniformity's sake.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm
you don't
going to roll the attack now.
go right ahead. $17. That is a hit. All right, for 3 damage. Awesome, awesome.
So the scythe just appears out of nowhere right next to the Mind Flayer and takes a swing.
Yeah, that swing hits. And we'll say it cuts across one of the tentacles on his face.
Does the tentacle drop to the ground?
Yes.
Noted.
Does it slither?
Treasure.
Before it stops.
Ooh, a part dropped.
Don't forget to get your cars on the tail.
And I
Right,
believe that completes my turn because that was my bonus action.
Yolanthe, you're up.
I want to start sneaking over towards the Mind Flayer.
You want to sneak?
Yeah.
How will you hide?
Normally, when she sneaks, she turns into a rat and just skitters close to the wall, but she doesn't really want to risk it with all the weirdos. So she's just going to try to crouch down and try to stick to the shadows as best she can.
Hmm.
But either
Okay.
way, she's going to try to start making her way over towards the Mind Flayer.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll stealth for that.
Do I move first?
Well, let's go ahead and roll stealth first because you wanted to sneak over there, right? Or try to kind of stick to the
Yeah,
dark
try
areas.
to do as best I can. Super sneaky.
Okay.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. It's just squeaking across the floor.
Sneaky sneak.
Yeah, you attempt to sneak, but you're actually like verbally saying sneak, 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 sneak. And then you're like, oh, probably shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Just keep stepping on bike horns with every step.
So how far did you move? 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. 10. Yeah, you move 30 feet. So you still have action you can take here.
I want to try to cast Ice Knife, but try to cast it at a point somewhere behind the Mind Flayer, if possible, so that the blast doesn't hit Antarius.
Okay. You're casting, what's the spell?
Ice Knife. I want to
Nice
cast it
knife.
at a second level if I can.
Do you know how to link it in chat? So basically, on your spell book, yeah, perfect. Make a ranged attack spell against the target. Yep, you can. Yeah, you can do that. So your shard then explodes. Okay, so basically, you're making the attack behind the target.
Yeah, trying to aim for kind of the back of him as best I can see, so that when it explodes, it doesn't hit Antarius.
Yeah, basically, you're aiming at the floor just behind him. It looks like because it would be within 5 feet of it. So you'd have to aim at the square behind him in order for that to work. Which
Okay.
is fine. And so my question is, are you aiming here or here?
No, I think it's for the Mind Flayer is what she's saying.
Oh, for the mind
Yeah.
flare. I'm sorry. Whoops, that is not the right button. Okay, so you're aiming here. Gotcha. Cool. And with a 22, I'm going to call that a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So this is a dex saving throw. That's a reaction, not necessarily a spell reaction. So I don't think that Mind Blast really. I mean,
Flare
I'd
miss the
Mind Blast.
shard, then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it does
So
say
this is from the
magical.
explosion of the.
It does say magical effects though, so I think he does have advantage on it. Okay. Either way, he rolled a 9, which is not good enough to dodge out of that damage. So that damage was what, 7?
It's 2d6. So no, that's so that one is the knife damage. The 2d6. Oh, yeah, I guess it is 7. 1d10 plus 1d6
Yep, it is. It's
plus 2d6.
7. Cool. So while the dagger itself does not, or while the knife itself does not hit the mind flayer, it does when it explodes. The explosion damage does hit the mind flayer full on. So he takes the brunt of that blast. Kind of pushes him forward a little bit, but he regains his footing pretty easily. So he gets hit by the shrapnel of the knife, so to speak.
Okay.
All right. Any other actions you want to take here?
I do actually have a bonus action.
Take it.
I'm going to touch the little stone on the collar of her shirt and whisper a very short little kind of prayer, and then touch the staff of her sphere.
Shillelagh. Wood
Oh,
of
did that post? Okay.
the wood of a club or quarterstaff you're holding is imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack. and damage rolls of melee attacks using that weapon. And the weapon's damage die becomes a d8. The weapon also becomes magical if it isn't already. The spell ends if you cast it again or if you let go of the weapon. Awesome. Okay.
That's it.
To remind us of that, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with Empowered. So now you have that icon there to remind you that that's a thing.
I wish that I had a bludgeoning weapon so it would be an empowered.
Yeah. Let me see. Any other actions here?
That's it.
Wreck Bloodstone, you're up next.
All right. Rec looks down at this little thing that's in front of him. What are you little ugly thing? And then I'm going to go ahead and use Reckless Attack for this turn. And he's going to just go ham on axe swings on this little thing with advantage.
All right.
So I'll go ahead and do my attacks.
That's a hit. 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 3 hits. 4 hits.
So that was so he's got 2 axes. He's got a second attack from just being his level and the 4th attack from haste. So
All right.
all right. So 4 hits, damage. That's 3. That doesn't include my rage. So
What's
that
your
should be
rate?
6. It should be +2. So 6.
6, okay.
Second attack would be 10.
Okay.
Third attack would be another 10.
He's dead.
And oh, okay. And final attack because I hit anyway for 11. Just making sure as he just mushes it and slices it to pieces.
He is mushed. The hell? Why did that happen? Oh, okay.
Alright.
No, that did work. Okay. I think I see what's going on. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on. All right, perfect.
All right. Then at this point he looks up, looks at the closest duergar, and then rushes straight at it.
Does he
All
yell?
right.
He's breathing heavy.
All right. Next up, we have Ian Fear. You're up.
Well, I mean, it seemed like more conventional style weapons seem to have an effect on him. So 10, 15. So we'll move myself over here. Ifir's gonna pull out his crossbow, and he's gonna make a crossbow attack against the Vine Flayer.
Okay. $13. That is unfortunately a miss.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what I've got for now.
All right. Cyrene, you're up next.
All right, so Cyrene wants to finish this Duergar off. That's to her left. So there's going to be another Assy Splash.
Okay, Acid Splash. What happens if I click the saving throw? Okay, I think that happens. That's weird. I wonder how that works. Anyway, saving throw. It's a normal saving throw. Whoops.
Private.
Sorry, he rolled a 10. Which is a
Go ahead and
fail.
click the- Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Click the damage.
2 damage. That's actually just enough to kill him. How does this go down?
All right, so she splashes him in the face again, trying to like aim for any vital organs, like in his throat and everything like that, like arteries, and just splashes him. It's all green and it oozes down. Looks disgusting.
As he collapses into a pile on the floor, a small creature appears just next to you.
Cyrene looks down and she like hovers up a little bit higher. Like
All right.
what the heck is that?
This
And
is
that
the
is her
same.
turn.
This is the same one that you guys saw in the middle of the road, destroyed, and Rek just murdered just now. So it's like a little brain with these weird feet and these weird legs attached to it. All right. Next up, we have Valphalin. He's going to take another swing at our friend here. Right. Rolling that damage. 12 damage, enough to drop him. He just hauls back and lops this dude's head off. Let me see. So, all right, we've got 25 for my move action. I'm going to go ahead and take my additional 2 attacks against the Mind Flayer. Got a 21 and a 17. Those are hits. $14 and 10. All right, so he cuts into the Mind Flayer who's fallen from 10 feet up. Yeah, cuts into him pretty deep. Mind Flayer looks he looks pretty wounded, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. Misku, you are up next.
Alrighty. Misku is going to jump into action. I'm going to rush towards the Mind Flayer. And I'm going to deliver my 3 hammer shots.
All right, go ahead and roll it. That looks like
That
a
was
damage
damage.
roll.
My bad. Jumped ahead of myself. Roll. There we go.
That's a hit. Hit. And a miss. 2 hits and a miss.
I actually didn't add my d4 onto the last one. Let me redo that. Or let me add a d4.
Yeah, just roll the d4.
Oh, okay. That's actually a.
What did I do?
Type in /roll space 1d4.
There we go.
4. That's a hit. So 3 hits. $12, 14, and 13. As you swing into the mind flayer, after your first strike, you see him start to sort of channel. Um, yeah, you see him start channeling something. Um, but as soon as he does, you slam into him with your hammer a couple more times, and this places him down on the floor, basically on his knees, and then you finish him off. All right. Any other actions here?
Um. Yeah, no, I'm good. That's it.
Okay. For Antarius. I know why your spellbook has more spells in it. We'll talk about that in a bit. Just figured that out. Let's see. We're gonna use, what do I have prepared? Okay. Oh yeah, we're definitely using that. Okay. 5, 10, 15. 15. Movement for 15. Gonna go ahead and make a long sword attack against the strange brain-like creature. We have a 23, which totally hits. I'm gonna go ahead and invoke a divine smite on that. The target. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do normal damage. Normal divine smite. It's 12 and 21. Antarius just walks up, channels, looks like he says a quick prayer to Lanwillen, and raises his sword up on high and begins to emit sort of an aura, like this yellowish aura. And after a little bit, he flings it down, brings it down on top of this intellect devourer, who immediately is cleft in twain. And that's combat, guys.
I imagine it made a noise like.
Yeah, it definitely just viscera just everywhere. That's combat. Everybody is, or everything is dead. Okay. Let me get some better music going here. Back to all right. So as always, everything sort of quiets down in the in this space, and you're left with the corpses of these strange creatures.
So Misku wipes her forehead, lets out a big whew, sits down right next to the mind flayer, lights up her pipe, and starts taking long drags while searching through his pockets.
Yolanthe starts
Okay.
rifling through the pockets of these two duergar.
You'll see Ian Fear sort of like tiptoe his way disgustingly, like looking down at this brain thing as he goes,
Tess is gonna
trying to
grab
make
the
sure
dropped
to.
tentacle from earlier and put it in a bottle.
You do that, yeah. You grab that. You have a vial with a cork. I believe I saw you carrying that.
Yeah.
So you just throw it in a vial and everyone who is searching among the Duergar corpses, Yolanthe, you are able to find. So you're checking just the two that you're next to, I'm assuming.
For now, yeah.
Let's see, fine. Whoops. That was not the number I was looking for. Sorry, that was not the right. So it should be roll 2d6. Yes, there we go. 2d6. Find 10 gold.
Nice.
Other than that, they have some pretty crude looking weapons, war picks. Both of them are carrying javelins. They've got what do they have? Yeah, they're carrying long sword. I mean, I'm sorry, war picks and javelins. Their armor looks pretty beat up. Probably can't use it at this point. Maybe for materials.
She's not too interested in the weapons, but she'll put the gold into a separate pouch to dole out later.
All right. Misku, checking the mind flayer's corpse. There is a staff on it.
All right. Do I have any idea what I've actually found?
Nope. Just looks like a staff.
Misku,
A strange alien looking weapon, but
Misku eyeballs it backwards and forwards. That's a stick. Hey, Tess, you want this stick?
Yeah, Tess will take it, and then she'll call Ianfear over and say, Ianfear, we found the staff. Any interest in this one?
We got to see if it's anything special, or if it's just an ordinary stick.
Oh, it looks special to me. And she kind of presents the staff to Ianfear.
Misku.
Oh, go ahead.
Misku just shrugs and just goes, "Not a good stick for hitting, so not much I can do with it."
Yeah, it looks pretty normal to you. Ianfear, can't be right. Really? Oh yeah, wait, yeah, okay. It's definitely a pretty alien looking artifact, but you can't really tell if there's anything
Yeah, and I don't have that skill, so I'm gonna have to take it to someone to figure out if it does do anything.
Indeed. Whoops.
Rex gonna take a look at the body out in the middle. Anybody
Yeah.
know this guy?
Looking at this one, this one
The
here.
corpse that looks like it's in the
Oh,
summoning circle.
this.
The Silent Hill corpse.
So this is the corpse of another half orc. It looks like he was done in by various bludgeoning damage. However, very strangely, the top of his head has been removed and his brain is missing.
Anything on him? Identifiable? Tribal? Anything?
He has some tattoos on his face that kind of look familiar to you, but you're not sure.
All right, I'm gonna at least take this body out with me. Put him
Okay.
outside this cave.
You've definitely seen, a handful of other like wandering, half orc and orc tribes, and it's possible you've seen these markings before. That would definitely be a good identifier if you were to maybe, kind of take sort of a rough picture of it. You could pretty easily recall who this is, and if you see those tattoos again, you would know that would be that particular tribe. You could report it. I see what you were aiming for there. I hope I did that justice.
Yeah, if I can't identify it off what I'm seeing, I'm at least going to take him out of this place and bury him somewhere else.
Okay. All right. You sling the corpse of this guy over your shoulder. It's pretty gruesome, man. Like, Yeah, his whole head is just hollowed out.
Tess is going to dismiss her little spectral scythe. It's just
What's with
kind of
such-
floating. Sorry, it's just kind of floating there.
All right, that's gone. Valphalin kind of kind of kicks at the foot of this creature. What would one such as this be doing in this place? And he kind of looks back at the duergar.
Yolanthi's rifling through the other two's pockets now.
Nothing about this makes sense.
Well, I mean, I imagine it has something to do with, and Aether's going to point to the portal, that this seems to have been the root of every weird and unusual thing we've seen so far.
Tess, as you approach the portal, it's very warm here. But you feel strangely a cool draft blow past you, very strangely, and it's coming from your right.
Tess is going to investigate the area of the draft. Does it feel like it's up here? Like if she comes down here, does she still feel the draft?
Yes. It's coming a little bit more from the north now.
Yolanthi comes up besides Val and says, "You're gonna have to fill me in. What's all this about a portal?"
Which portal do you refer?
She shrugs and points up at the altar. "Isn't that what you're talking about?"
I assume the mind flayer came through, or the creature came through it. We've seen portals such as this before. Yeah, including the obvious circle in the center of the room. The duergar previously had made use of these portals to summon devils into this plane. However, there are no such creatures here, minus this strange one. Sort of, once again, kicking the foot, just to be sure.
So when you said you'd been to hell before, I thought you were exaggerating about a really horrible place, but you mean literally?
Indeed. It's been a journey.
She nods, but she looks absolutely like awestruck.
Does the mind flayer have any more tentacles on it?
It does.
Misku kind of, like cautiously looks left and right. I'm just gonna pull out a knife and just cut one off.
Okay. You have a tentacle. It's pretty slimy.
And now, probably doubly as cautious, looks around the room. Misku's gonna kind of take a nibble of it.
Constitution save.
Oh wait, wrong sheet. Here we go. Constitution. Wait, I'll do that.
It's Oh, I've got it. You ever eat okra?
Yeah.
You know that like slimy gooiness that's in there?
Okay.
It's inside the okra. So it's like that if you really overpowered it with salt. So it's got sort of like a grainy, gooey. It definitely doesn't taste good. But despite that, you don't gag or anything. It doesn't poison you. Or it doesn't seem to anyway. Which you'll
Misku,
find out in a few hours if you have food poisoning now.
Misku chews on it a little bit, quizzically, trying to figure it out. Then just throws it back on top of the mind flayer and walks away. I wanted to know, man.
You'd always heard that eating you've always heard talk among the more barbarian types that eating your foe somehow grants you its power. You still don't really understand how that works.
Tess is going to pull out some of her incense and she's going to light it near where the draft area is. And she's going to start waving the incense around, looking for an area in which the smoke from the incense is either being disrupted or being pulled through.
Oh my. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, but with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking smart.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna spend my 2 sorcery points, and I am gonna add a D4 to that with my bend luck skill.
Yeah, I'm pretty blown away by that. You so you take a 5-foot step. Are you start by, lighting your incense. The smell quickly permeates the air around you. You stand in place and you notice that you don't really feel the effect of the draft here. But as you take a 5-foot step forward to your right, you notice the draft suddenly becomes very strong, and you notice that the um, smoke coming off of your incense um, starts to dip toward the middle of the room. You take another 5-foot step, and again, the draft is weak.
She's going to lift her hand up and put it on the wall in front of her.
Your hand goes straight through.
Hey guys, she calls to the rest of the party. Tess thinks she found a hidden door. And then she's going to step through the wall.
So you guys see Tess just kind of walk through this wall. Weirdest thing you've ever seen because it looks like solid stone.
Well, might be weird for Yolanthe, but we did see something similar uh, in the area where they had the ruins.
As you guys walk in here, it is extremely dark.
Tess will light up a torch.
And I'll just look back to Yolanthe and be, I know it looks weird, but just remember, it's just there's no wall here. And then
Yeah, her
walk
eyes
through.
got huge, and she watches everybody just vanish into the wall, just like,
Tess, you light up a torch. Yolanthe, as you approach the wall, suddenly this light starts to pour through it, as if there was no wall there. It's the strangest thing you've ever seen. It's like the wall itself is glowing.
Yeah, she gets spooked and hides behind Val.
Val steps forward and he strokes his chin as he kind of peers around the door. Um, After a moment, he places his hand on the wall uh, and he feels it sink through, and then just kind of walks through the wall. Rek, are you coming as well?
Rex watching all this, like, and he puts the fallen half orc back down and starts to follow behind. Man, this place is getting weirder and weirder.
Antarius seems preoccupied about the strange creature. And Cyrene, are you taking any actions here?
Yeah, Cyrene is going to move forward and follow suit.
Okay. Should be able to go ahead and move beyond the wall. All right. For everybody who's entered the room here, Tess has lit up a torch that has illuminated the entire place. You guys can see various chests of different varieties. There is a pile of gold in the corner. There's a pile of gems just next to the chest. Looks like there's a bag of gold. This is all very old and it's covered in dust, like a very thick layer of dust.
You said chests?
Yeah, there are 4 chests in this room.
Misku
Tess-
would. Oh, sorry. Go
Tess
ahead.
is going to try to open up the small one that's like right in front of her. And then says, Misku, do you want to help?
Misku is going to step forward, and Misku wants to check for traps.
What are you checking for traps on?
The chests.
Okay. Tessa, you're just gonna go hop down and open that thing?
No, she's just standing right in front of it. She's looking to Misku and asking if Misku wants to help open the chest. So she hasn't tried to open it yet.
Misku. You have thieves' tools, so you can go ahead and roll. I'll let you roll either a dexterity, sleight of hand, or investigation check, your choice. Actually, let me see if there's a rule for that. Give me a second here.
Would it be perception to look for the thing and then a different check to try to disarm?
Yeah, I think that's how that's gonna work. So it's
Oh, I also have an ability called Find Traps.
Same
It's a
here.
Okay.
spell.
Yeah, you can also cast that if you'd like.
Was it a perception check for me?
It is a perception check, yes.
All right. Am I rolling that with advantage or just normal?
That's normal.
Okay.
Unless you have some kind of ability that gives you advantage on such a thing.
Not specifically.
So 16 on
I'll
the
do an 8 another on him to give him advantage. I'm like, hey, if you look right there.
yeah, go for it. We'll let you have advantage on that. Go ahead and roll your perception check again. So for the 16, we'll say that you're able to identify the trap on the first chest in front of you. So let's see. Tess, you wanted to cast Find Traps. You sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or a hidden sinkhole. Ah. Tess, all 4 of these chests are trapped.
Oh no. Tess is gonna back up. Tess has a bad feeling about these. Does anyone know how to possibly disarm traps?
I use my thieves tools for that, correct?
You can.
All right.
If I may, we could bring these chests back to the wagons and deal with them there.
I've already seen things pop out of things today too much. I'd rather know what's inside them before we transport them.
That is, as they say, fair. Very
All
well.
right.
Carry on.
I will get to work on picking some locks and disarming some traps. So I'm just gonna roll.
Alphonse, taking a 5-foot step back.
So these are gonna be sleight of hand checks, right?
So this is actually a dexterity check using thieves' tools.
Okay.
So let me see. I think thieves'
Go to
tools.
inventory. Oh no.
Whoops. What is the term I'm looking for here?
Proficiency bonus.
Rules. That's it.
Oh,
Set of law. Lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to disarm traps or open locks. Okay. Yep. Okay. And you're proficient with these tools. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you can roll your dexterity. You can roll your dexterity check, and then you will add your proficiency bonus to that.
All right. First check. First chest. That's gonna be a 17.
17. That is a pass. So you're able to maneuver your tools, and the you hear the trap mechanism sort of click, and there's sort of a springy kind of noise, and you know that you have disarmed it.
All right, let's flip the lid on the first one.
As you flip the lid on the first one, within the lid's cavity, you can see clearly that this was a poison dart trap. So there's a loaded poison dart ready to spring from the front of
Yeah.
this trap.
Yolanthe sees the poison dart trap and decides to cast protection from poison on Misku.
Can you link that in the chat, please? While I look for the appropriate icon. There is no poison. I'm gonna put magic shield on you just to.
It let me cast it, but it didn't link it.
That's weird. Let's see. Protection from poison. What level spell? Oh, I see it. Second. If it is poison, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison afflicts the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present, or you neutralize one at random. For the duration, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and it has resistance to poison. Cool.
Rec looks over at Tess. Hey, what about those piles of stuff? Are those trapped?
Tess actually went AFK for just a minute.
Oh, okay.
That's not the right one.
That wasn't the right one.
Well, the one in chat, I think I clicked the wrong one. Maybe that was what was gone.
Did I pick the wrong one? Oh, I did. I'm sorry. That's right here.
I don't know why it's not letting me link them.
So I just did it with I have a checkbox for consume spell slot, so I just recast it If you have the little box above your chat window where it says like if it says private or something like that, and it doesn't say public role, then it won't link it to everybody. I'm not sure. I'll have to. I don't know. I don't know why that happening. We can go and test that later. But yeah, for now the protection from poison is active. I relinked it to chat. Cool. What's up next? What do you guys want to do next?
What was in the chest?
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Here. I'll tell you what, let me get back to you on the treasure on this because my treasure generator is not working for some reason. So let me get back to you on that. I'll have to roll it up manually.
No worries. I guess I'll make attempts to disarm. There's 4 chests, like on the map,
Yes,
right?
there are 4
All right.
chests.
I'll move on to the next chest to
There are
disarm.
4 lights. Tess, now that you're back, Rek was asking if you detected any traps underneath any of the or involving any of the piles of stuff that's on the floor.
No, it was just the chests.
All right, so Rek will then fish out one of his sacks and be like, "All right, we can start gathering this up," and he'll start scooping.
Tess is gonna help him scoop them.
You're able to get the gems in just a couple handfuls, and you're able to get the gold in pretty easily as well.
Rek will also get some rope out and be like, "All right, we can start strapping a lot of these chests together after we get them open. Pretty sure I can drag all these out of here."
As you're digging through the gold, you find something a little bit crunchy. And as you pull your hand out of it, there's a skeleton of a rat. Seems to have crawled in there and died. By the way, Tess, as you walk into the room, as you kind of look around, you notice there's a hole in the ceiling of this, with the tiniest bit of light coming through. Seems to be where your draft was coming from.
Hey, Rick, can Tess get a boost? And she like points up to the ceiling at the hole.
All right, Rek looks up, steps over, laces his fingers together, and gives her a step. Here you go.
Uppies.
Woof.
Tess
The hole-
peers through the hole.
So you can't really make anything out through the hole. There just seems to be some light coming through. But as you're lifted up, you can now kind of get the very distinct smell of the outside. So the sort of dusty nastiness that's down here kind of gets overpowered by the obvious smell of wind coming in from out.
It definitely leads to the outside. We might be able to open it up and take a shortcut.
It is too small to fit. It's probably about
That's
2 feet.
why I said open it up and.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
All right, I'm gonna roll it open the next chest.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dexterity. That is
All
a
right.
pass. So once
23.
again, your tools sort of click into place, and the chest springs open. Yet another poison dart trap on this one.
Misku wipes her brow and just goes, "I kind of one note on these, huh? We should move on to the next 2."
Go ahead and roll it. Ooh,
So it's going to be a 4. Might not 5.
I mean, unless of course you have inspiration that you might want to use.
I do. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Well, 8. So a little better.
All right. Well, you start to shift around with your tools in the very same way. However, this one, when it clicks, um, doesn't seem like that quite worked. There is the sound of a sort of mechanism, and I'd like you to go ahead and roll a dexterity save.
And I'm going to use danger sense to do this at advantage.
Okay.
Art wheels, baby.
You easily dodge out of the way of it, knowing that you had just triggered the trap. The dart goes flying past you and hits hits Valphalin right in the side.
That's not good.
Valphalin, he sort of flinches unexpectedly and takes his 2 damage. Valphalin sort of scratches at it. Oh, it itches.
Misku looks back over her shoulder. Don't scratch it.
One moment. That didn't work. One moment, sorry. My D&D updater is not working at current. I will have to fix that later. Okay. What's up next, Misku?
Did he get poisoned?
Valphalin?
Yeah.
Well, he said it itches. That's about all he knows so far.
Can I take a look? I get a little closer and take a look to see if it looks like a familiar wound.
Yes. Go ahead and roll a. I will let you roll a survival check or a nature check. Oh yeah, he's poisoned.
Okay. So Yolanthe takes one hand and puts it on the little stone on her neck, and then puts the other one on his side and whispers a few words and casts lesser restoration to take the poison away.
Lesser restoration. What spell level is that?
It should be a second level. I keep saying I don't have any spell slots, but I do.
Huh. Yeah, I'm looking for it. Lesser restoration. Yeah, that's weird. I think it didn't. I'll allow it either way. I've got some stuff to work on with this whole update thing. Like it broke some stuff that's not working out very well for me. All right. So yeah, you're able to clear up the poison that is clearly affecting Valphalin. Misku, I
And then
imagine you're. Oh, go ahead.
And then she steps back away from all the chests and the flying darts.
Yeah, Misku's gonna start waving everyone out of this corner of the room, saying, "Let's give me a little room to work here." Sorry about that, big
Flayer
guy.
takes another 5-foot step out of the way. Go ahead and roll it. Once again,
Misku just
you're-
kind of Fonzies it, hits it on the top.
yeah, it slit pops
Hey.
open. Looks like this this trap was the very same, another poison dart trap. So yeah, you kick open the chest. Like I said, I'll work on generating the treasure for next time. But for now, that is all the time that we have for today. I hope everybody out there enjoyed the show, and I hope that you'll join us next time for another episode of New Dalancia, which happens every Sunday, 5 to 7 on this very Twitch channel. Otherwise, join us for Deep Space Transmissions, the Elite Dangerous live stream, which happens on Saturday, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Check down in the About section for more information on my schedule, and follow me on social media for more updates on that stuff as well. Other than that, this is VG Punks and Friends, and we are signing off. Keep a song in your heart.
Bye.
Bye.